Okay, how about this? We want to know the percentage completed for a particular series. Okay, so we should be able to call a percentage completed on a series for a user, and we'll know if this user has completed 20% or 30% or 100%, depending on the number of lessons that exist in the series and the number of lessons that this user has already watched. Okay, so let's start with a test. Test can get percentage completed for a series for a user. Yeah, crappy names, but they're gonna work just fine. Okay, so looks like we need a fresh Redis database for this. We need a new user. We need some lessons like lesson 1, lesson 2. We need to complete lesson 1, complete lesson 2, and we might have a couple more lessons in that particular series, but we would only complete lesson 1 and 2. Then we're gonna make some assertions. Okay, so I'll just copy all of this, paste, and I will just create 2 more lessons, and I'll make sure that I specify that the series ID for these lessons should be series 1, so that they belong to series 1. Okay, so I'll call my lesson class factory right here. Okay, so let me duplicate this so I have 2 lessons created. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 lessons belonging to this one series. Now we complete only lesson 1 and lesson 2. Therefore, the percentage completed should be 25, right? So let's do this. Let's assert equals, and we'll call user percentage completed for series. So this is the name of the method, and we'll pass in the series. And since we don't have the series in this case, we'll just get lesson and we'll call series. Okay, so we'll pass in the series, and we expect this method to return to us 25, right? So that's good for a start. Let's go ahead and run this. Run. Yeah, so we have call to undefined user percentage completed for series method. We don't have that, so I'll copy this to my user class, and now we have that method, and it's taking in the series. Run that. So failed asserting that 25 matches expected null, right? So now let's work on this method to see that it actually gives us 25, the expected percentage completed. Okay, so we've completed 2 lessons, and 2 lessons in the series are left. So what do? Let's get number of lessons in series would be equal to series lessons, and we'll call the count method because we have a collection. Yes, then we'll get number of completed lessons would be equal to, and how do we get the number of completed lessons? We just need to get S members and then get the number of elements in the array that we receive. So why don't we do this? We'll call user get number of completed lessons for a series, and we'll pass in the series right here. Okay, so this, we are in our user class, so we'll call this. So we have a method on this class that can actually give us the number of completed lessons for a series. Okay, so now we have this. What do? We need to calculate a percentage. Therefore, to do that, we just need to return number of completed lessons divided by the number of lessons in the series, and then multiply that by 100. Okay, so this is basic maths, and if I don't get it right, we're gonna search on the internet to have how to do that with maths. Okay, but I think for us to get the percentage, it's the partial number divided by the total number and then multiply by 100. Okay, so in this case, the number of completed lessons would be 2. The total number of lessons would be 4. So 2 divided by 4 should give us 0.5. And then if we multiply by 100, it should give us 50. Therefore, that's what we should be expecting right here, right? So we are completing 2 lessons, and then we're having 4 lessons. Therefore, the percentage completed should be 50%. Okay, so in our lesson class, we just get the number of lessons in the series, get the number of completed lessons, and return a percentage. Okay, so let's run our test again. And now we have this error saying call to undefined method get number of completed lessons for a series. Okay, so we need to create this method, and this method takes in the series. Let's run a test, and it says failed asserting that 50 matches expected 0. Okay, because this method is returning obviously the wrong value. So now, to make sure that this method actually returns the correct value, what we're going to do is therefore create a unit test to make sure that this method works correctly, and then we're going to proceed to make sure that our existing test that we are running right now succeeds. Okay, so see you in the next video where we work on the get number of completed lessons for a series test.